Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Tassos Klimos. Happy joining you guys for another edition of NBA Player Prop Parlay right here on the Guy Boston Sports YouTube channel. Happy Saturday, everybody. Hope your weekend is off to a fantastic start. We have a new day, which means a new NBA Player Prop Parlay to get to on this Super Bowl weekend. Before we do that, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, drop a comment down below. Who are you rooting for in tomorrow's big game? Obviously, you can't tell what I'm rooting for. I'm going for the Niners. Bang, bang, Niner gang. My second favorite team behind the Patriots. So I'm going for the Niners. Who are you guys going for? Niners, Chiefs? Comment down below. All right, guys, real quick, before we get into today's video, we have a three-leg parlay to share with you guys. A nice, easy one to end the week off with a strong win. We do have to recap last night's game. Let's go ahead and head over to the chalkboard here. You'll see here our last night's parlay, five-leg parlay, really off the mark. 1 out of 5 legs hit. We had the Kyle Kuzma prop hit. The rest of them, not very good. We've had a little bit of a rough week here on the show. Again, I am an honest guy. I don't run away from my losses. I can't be on here, celebrate my wins with a money gun, and not share the losses. I think it's stupid for some people who try to hide from it. I don't hide from it. Here's what we did last night. Like I said, 4 out of 5 legs we didn't hit. We've been taking some risks this week. We've been trying to take some of these younger players like Brandon Miller. He's now burned me twice this week. You know, this is just kind of the risks we take. This is what happens. Unfortunately, wasn't our best night. You go ahead and look at the week so far. I made 5 parlay videos this week. 1 out of 5 hit. We are still technically, despite how bad this week has been, we're technically profitable. If you bet $100 on every single one of these parlay videos, you'd be up $62 right now in profit. So we are still profitable. It's not as good as we would like to be, though, considering how we were the last couple of weeks. Prop record this week, I've given out 18 props. We've hit on 7 out of 18, 38.9% hit rate. That's definitely my worst week since doing the video parlay series. I can blame that on the trade deadline. I can blame that on a couple different things, but the reality is we've just been off the market. It happens. On the season, prop record, I've given out 186 props. We've hit on 140 of them. That's a 75.3% hit rate. So overall, we're still hitting on the year. Again, this has been our worst week. But I want to remind you guys, this is something I wanted to show you guys because I've seen a lot of people in the comments obviously jumping ship. Rightfully so. Listen, it's been a rough week. Yesterday was a horrible day. I get it. I'm not mad at people for being mad at me for the picks I gave out. But remember, since January 22nd, about 3 weeks ago, I am still up 20.45 units. So we are still extremely profitable on this show in the last 3 weeks. So yes, although this week hasn't been the best, remember, we are still overall been pretty profitable. So don't jump ship just yet. I will get you guys that money back. Don't you worry. And one last thing, I just want to update the no bet list. Yesterday, I had announced I put Ben Simmons on the list, but per a request in the comment, I am taking Ben Simmons off of the no bet list. So we have Bruce Brown, Taurean Prince, Draymond Green, and Terry Rozier. They will stick on the no bet list, but we will be taking Ben Simmons off. I'm going to give him another shot. All right, guys, enough about last night. Let's not waste any more time here. New day, new NBA player prop parlay, 3-leg parlay share with you guys. Starting off first leg, we have the Thunder Mavericks game, which kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern time, a little bit of an early game. So get this in as soon as you can. We're going with Luka Doncic of the Dallas Mavericks over 39.5 points plus rebounds. Going to go ahead and kick this over to the Outlier screen. You guys don't know what Outlier is. They're the best sports betting tool on the market. Link in the description below. 7-day free trial to try it out for yourself. So here we go. Luka Doncic over 39.5 points plus rebounds. You see here, now the data hasn't been strong for a lot of the props this week. Today's props, the data is strong here. You look at Luka Doncic, 8 of his last 10 games, he has cashed this over. You stretch that data out to his last 20 games. 15 of his last 20 games, he has cashed this over. 75% hit rate. And if you stretch that data to the entire season, 64% hit rate, 28 out of 44 games, Luka Doncic has cashed this over. But maybe most importantly, you look at the head-to-head data. Each of the last 3 times he has faced off with the Oklahoma City Thunder, Luka Doncic has absolutely obliterated this line, including the one time they played this season on December 2nd. He had 36 points and 15 rebounds against the Thunder. He tends to go off against them. They struggle with size. Luka Doncic is obviously a bigger guard. Look at the right side of the screen here. Overall, the Thunder, pretty good defensive team. They are almost top 10 in points allowed, but they are bottom 5 in rebounds allowed. Again, this is a small team. They don't have a lot of size. Defensively, look at versus point guards, because Luka plays between point guard and shooting guard. Even though he's the size of a small forward, he plays between point guard and shooting guard. Versus point guards, bottom 10 in points allowed, bottom 3 in rebounds allowed. And you look at versus shooting guards, bottom 4 in points allowed, middle of the road, bottom half of the league in rebounds allowed. So a solid defensive matchup. He has crushed this the last few times he's played OKC. Again, on the year, 64% hit rate. The last 20 games, 75% hit rate. I love this prop for the first leg of our three-leg parlay, excuse me. All right, guys, second leg of our three-leg parlay. We're targeting the Spurs-Nets game, which kicks off at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We're going with Nick Claxton of the Brooklyn Nets over 19.5 points plus rebounds. This is a juiced line, minus 250, very juiced, but there's a reason why. Look at the alternate lines on DraftKings, which is my sportsbook of choice. They don't really have a lot to work with here. There's no, it goes from 22.5 and it jumps right down to 19.5. Ideally, you would like to get somewhere at 20.5, 21.5, but we're trying to play it safe. We want to get a hit again. We've had a rough week, so we want to get a hit here. He has hit this number in 9 of his last 10 games, a 90% hit rate. And you stretch that down to his last 20 games, 18 of his last 20 games, 90% hit rate. There's a reason that this prop is at minus 250. I know the odds are high, but again, we're looking for winners. We're throwing it in there in order to get a win. On the 2023 season as a whole, you'll see he's hit this in 28 out of 41 games, 68% hit rate this season. You look at the head-to-head data, he has not played the Spurs yet this year, but each of the last 2 matchups with San Antonio dating back to last season, the very last matchup on January 17th of last year, he had 15 points and 11 rebounds. And you go back to the previous matchup on January 2nd, he had 10 points and 5 rebounds, missed the mark. But this is a different Spurs team. Look at the right side of the screen here, the defensive matchup. Overall, San Antonio bottom 4 in points allowed, giving up just shy about 121 points per game. They are bottom 2 in rebounds allowed, giving up 46 rebounds per game. Versus centers in particular, it's pretty ugly. Second worst defensive team in terms of points allowed, giving up about 22 points per game to opposing centers. And they are bottom 5 in rebounds allowed to opposing centers, giving up 13.3 per game. Solid defensive matchup mixed with solid data. It smells like a recipe for a hit here. And again, I know it's minus 250, so I can't really prance around and say, oh, wow, look at me, I found this prop. It's minus 250, but again, with the week that we're having, we just want to get a hit here. All right, guys, here we go. Third and final leg of today's parlay. We're targeting the Pacers-Knicks game, a rivalry dating back to the 90s. Kicking off at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're going with Pascal Siakam of the Indiana Pacers over 22.5 points plus assists. Again, the data is strong here. He's hit this in 8 of his last 10 games for Indiana. He did miss this in his last game versus Golden State. He had 16 points and 2 assists, but overall, he's been a covering machine when it comes to this line. You stretch that data to his last 20 games, 15 of his last 20 games, a 75% hit rate on the season. The last 20 games, excuse me. You look at 2023 season as a whole. Now you look at that whole season rate, 71% hit rate, 36 out of 51 games. Pascal Siakam has cashed this over. And you look at the head-to-head data, the one time he's played the Knicks this year, now he was with the Pacers. That's an important thing to remember. With the Pacers, he's already played the Knicks once. Back on February 1st, not too long ago, last week, 18 points and 5 assists. So he already cashed this line once versus the exact same team. It's a 71% hit rate on the season for Siakam. And you look at the right side of the screen here, defensively versus the Knicks. What is their weakness? Power forward and small forward. You see bottom 10 in points allowed and assists allowed to opposing small forwards. And they are bottom half of the league in points allowed to opposing power forwards and about middle of the road in assists allowed to opposing power forwards. But just another reason why I love this prop tonight. Look at the injury report for the Knicks tonight. They are really banged up. OG Anunoby, he is out, right? Bogdanovich, some of the new pieces they had just gotten, their game time decisions, they'll probably play. But no Isaiah Hartenstein, no Julius Randle, no Mitchell Robinson. Jericho Sims is a game time decision. They got a lot of people out, especially down low. You see here, a lot of their bigs are out. So the Knicks are going to have to probably play small ball, which will definitely help Siakam here. With the matchup, again, 71% hit rate this year. He already hit it the last time he played the Knicks, the last time they played. The Knicks are really banged up right now. I expect Pascal Siakam to absolutely crush this line. That is the third and final leg of today's parlay. All right, guys, you put all 3 of those legs together, you get a plus 288 parlay. Again, I know it's not the greatest, craziest odds, but with the week we've had, let's finish the week off strong. We get a win here. We're positive over 3 units on the week. Let's get a win, a nice little parlay, a little bounce back parlay to win us some money back after a couple rough days. Guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. Again, I don't post videos on Sunday, so we will be back on Monday with a new NBA Player Prop Parlay video. Appreciate you guys sticking with me. I know this week has not been the most profitable. I know it hasn't been the best week, but thank you to all those who are sticking with me, and even those who have been dropping the hateful comments. I understand it, and I apologize for the rough week. That is it for me today, guys. Until Monday, we are back with a new NBA Player Prop Parlay. I hope you're all winners.